right, we are answering your questions on Chicago Bears now during a weather delay in the NFL Hall of Fame game. Maybe you're watching this live on Thursday night. Maybe you're watching at a later date. Paleo with an interesting super chat. He says, are you surprised Velus Jones didn't play? I wasn't able to watch, but I agree. I think Pettis is out. So, number one, I am surprised Velus didn't play. Sounded like he was going to. Then they didn't play him. I would have liked to see him on the kickoff return. Did not happen. Is that good news for him? Is he in good shape to make this roster? Maybe that's a sign that he is, especially since Tyler Scott did play. So that feels a little notable. And, yeah, Dante Pettis muffing that punt in the third quarter. I get the rain was starting to come down, but you're on the outside looking in. One of the things you provide is returnability, and you muff a punt. That's it's not a good sign. So, there's time to make up for it, but that puts him behind the 8 ball for sure. We got Don Wanderly. He says, I feel like Poles is getting way too much credit when the team hasn't done anything. We talked about this earlier during our watch party, but you got to put this into perspective. He did a full teardown of this roster when he took the job in 2022. Full teardown. He cut bad contracts, took some dead cap money. I think it was like $60 million that first year, and basically said we're going to suck in 2022 and probably not be very good in 23. I would argue they were better than they probably should have been in 23. They went 7-10 last year, but 3 fourth quarter collapses away. If you just win 2 of those, you're above 500 and knocking on the door of a playoff spot. And yeah, it's time to start producing, right? Like this year, you need to at minimum be above 500 and at worst have a chance to make the playoffs in week 18. But really, yeah, you need to be a playoff team. But some of that's on the coaching now and the players that he has brought in. But I think if you polled other GMs around the league, other execs, hey, scale Ryan Poles and the job he's done with the Bears on a scale of 1 to 10. I think the average scale, with 10 being an unbelievable job, I think it'd be over 7 for sure and maybe over 8. I really do think he's building a good reputation and he's made a lot of good decisions in terms of roster building. Hit that subscribe button. We're going to go live for every single game this season, including the remaining 3 preseason games. Hopefully some playoff games too. That'd be nice. But we also have daily coverage, latest Bears news, rumors, training camp updates, and a whole lot more. Hit that sub button. It's youtube.com/BearsNow. Paleo with the 5. Why do you think Poles isn't trying to sign Conor Williams? It's hard to say. I mean, he's coming off an ACL injury. Maybe that's playing a role. Maybe they just feel comfortable with Coleman Shelton and Ryan Bates. But I would like to sign Conor Williams. I haven't seen his medical information, but I don't think the Bears have either because they haven't brought him into their building. I would like to see it, but the answer is simply, I don't know, other than they clearly like what they have up to this point. But, yeah, I mean, I think the interior of this offensive line still has question marks that need to be answered. Henry Forte, #Bears, what are your thoughts on the wide receiver room after what we saw tonight? Collin Johnson is wide receiver 4 or 5. Love his play. I think it's a little premature to say he's your 4th guy now after your big 3, but he helped his roster chances, right? Now, what he provides is something that your other depth receivers don't, and that is unique size at the position. There's not many 6'6", 220-pound receivers in the NFL that are also fluid body control athletes. Like, he's a good athlete. You can tell. He's comfortable out there. So you like that. Now, he doesn't provide probably the special teams value that a, Velus Jones or Tyler Scott or even Dante Pettis does. But we did see him make a tackle on kickoff. He's not going to return punts or kicks for you, but, he's a physical player. He can block in space. So I like what I saw. I think he's got a good chance of making this roster, but he's got to keep stacking. Wasn't a perfect day. Had a drop. Also couldn't quite squeeze in a ball on the sidelines later in the game, but a couple of touchdowns. He did some pretty good things. And speaking of good, that's what Rocket Money is. It's very good. The best personal finance app that is out there. And look, a lot of your, banks that you bank with probably have apps that are decent. I promise you Rocket Money is better. The versatility of this app and how much it can do for you to help you monitor and stay on top of your finances and ultimately save you money is second to none. They can help you find and cancel any subscriptions you no longer want. Most people think that they're spending like $50, $60, $70 per month on subscriptions. The reality is that number is closer to $300. Don't believe me? Download Rocket Money and sync up your bank account. it'll list out all your subscriptions and how much you're paying per month. It adds up quick. If you have a cable provider, if you have, subscription to like ESPN Plus, Hulu, Netflix, etc., all of a sudden you're like, oh my God, I'm spending $300 per month. Scale back, and you don't have to deal with customer service. You click a couple buttons. Hey, I want to cancel this. Rocket Money will take care of the rest. They'll serve as a middleman for you. You don't have to email back and forth, explain why I want to cancel. No, I just don't want to pay anymore. I'm done with this service. So they'll help you do that. You can set budgets, and they'll keep you on track of with those budgets. You can negotiate to lower certain bills by switching to other providers. Rocket Money is fantastic. I use it all the time. It's helped my wife and I save a lot of money as we have a 15-month-old at home. Download the app today, rocketmoney.com/bearsnow. It is rocketmoney.com/bearsnow. Go ahead and download the Rocket Money app today. Don't waste money. Save money with Rocket Money. Hashtag Bears from Davey Streb. Did they hold back Bagent? Rypien seems to be more free out there. Yeah, I mean, look, Bagent played one drive, so I think that is a signal that he is in the clubhouse lead for QB2. But look, Brett Rypien opened my eyes in the Hall of Fame game. 11 of 15, 166 yards, 3 touchdowns. QB rating at just under 150. I get it. It's mostly against backups. A couple of busted coverages helps, but he looked confident out there. You could tell, this guy's been around Shane Waldron before. They overlapped a little bit last year in Seattle on the practice squad. He's comfortable in this system. So I think Bagent makes this team regardless because as a UDFA, he's just so valuable. We saw last year he can win you games. He went 2-2. But maybe Brett Rypien, beats him out for QB2 and they carry 3 QBs on the 53. Have to wait and see. Caden Luttrell, who do you think will play next Saturday and how much will starters play? Bears, Bills next Saturday. I expect most starters to play. I still don't think Keenan Allen will play. DJ Moore may not either. Maybe a Montez Sweat doesn't. But I think Caleb, Rome, most, if not all, the offensive line we'll see on Nate Davis, I guess. He's banged up right now. But at least a couple drives, maybe a quarter. That's kind of what I would guess. I doubt they'd play more than 2 or 3 drives, but that's kind of the range I would expect. And then I would expect that third preseason game would be the game they play the most before that final game against the Chiefs, where they'll probably scale it back a little bit before week 1. Bears football is back, baby. Get the bear downs going in the comments section. Emojis, text, it don't matter. Bear the F down, baby. We're back. Poppy Chulo sits, how about some fantasy tips? Draft DJ Moore. Draft Keenan Allen. Draft Caleb Williams. Here are my tips. Don't draft a quarterback before you need to. There's a lot of good QBs these days. It's a passing league. My strategy now is load up at receiver and get at least one steady running back. If you have that one steady running back, you can kind of mix and match with your second back. Load up at receiver and go from there. All right. Appreciate you guys tuning in for this mailbag episode. We will get back at it soon with more of your questions. YouTube.com/BearsNow. Hit that subscribe button. See you guys soon. Bear down.